What's up, Scorpio friends? How are my rock star Scorpios? Hope you all are doing well. Welcome to my channel, The Intuitive Teacup. So happy to have you all here with me today. We are going to do your September monthly tarot readings here. As always, these are general messages. Not everything I say is going to apply to your circumstance or scenario. Please do only take away messages that you feel are meant for you. Take away messages for your best and highest good. And you, Scorpio, will know intuitively what those are. If you want additional messages or more clarity, I always encourage you to check your Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus sign and the videos associated with those signs. But I always encourage people to come into this with an open heart and an open mind. Sometimes messages aren't going to resonate the first time you hear them. Give it a few days, give it a few weeks, give it a few months. Maybe there's something very key here that won't resonate until later on. Again, up to you to decide what is your message and what is not. These are intended to help you and help you grow and progress, so that is my goal here today. Let's see what we get from my Scorpio friends. Everything you need to know will be in the description box below, decks I'm using, social media, etc. Your energy, Scorpio, is coming up as Knight of Cups, all right? So Piscean energy, but water energy, I like that. Your energy moving into September, maybe transitioning from Leo season to Virgo season. It's going to be about making progress, about doing the work, putting whatever was motivating and inspiring us to create, going out and actually doing it, like the proof is in the pudding, actions speak louder than words, that type of thing. Now this is called, this Knight of Cups. Knights bring movement and change into our lives. So movement towards spirituality. It's called the card of spirituality in this deck. They're all depicted as angels. So the idea of moving forward, I almost said moving on, that might not be a coincidence. Moving forward with love in your heart, but with an open mind, being an open vessel, almost to retain more important messages of your purpose, of your life goals, your life purpose, what you feel like you were put on this earth to do. It's getting in touch with your heart, right? Your emotions, the cups. And interestingly enough, the bottom of your deck, I will say now because I saw it, is the Hierophant. I just reached for it even though I was looking for my clarifiers. So yeah, a lot of you may, Capricorn have this in their reading as well. Getting more in touch with your spirituality if that hasn't been a focus for you and is something that is important in your life. It doesn't necessarily have to be God. It doesn't have to be going to church. It's whatever spirituality is to you. Getting in tune with like the more simpler things in life, but also like the wider view, the wider perspective. Nurturing some sort of seed, potentially of creativity that you want to grow. And that being said, welcoming in love, opportunities of love, be that in terms of a career that you love or a romantic partnership. You may have a Pisces in your life, or coming in for that matter, but I mean, this is your energy, so let's get some clarifying. What is the underlying energy here? What is this? There we go. So coming from Princess of Pentacles, so in this, that is the Page of Pentacles. So yeah, the work, right? The Pentacles, Earth, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. The seed of an idea, the brick you want to build in the pathway that you are walking. Pentacles typically have to do with either our health, our body, it could be our money, or our career, or our home and our family. It's growth in some capacity. So yeah, a tangible idea, and with the page, it's not brand new. It may involve children. Pages are frequently children or even younger energies than you. Someone who has a very lighthearted, joyful, innocent, almost fool-like mentality, a bit of like naive, but not in a bad way. Hopefulness, optimism is sort of what I'm getting of either rebuilding because it's a page or taking this idea and bringing it even further. Not just settling for the status quo of what's in front of us. It's looking at it, analyzing, right, in Virgo season, taking stock of what we have and, all right, where are we going to go with this? How are we going to build? But also injecting it or nurturing it, surrounding it with love, with emotion, with spirituality. Some of you may be going into some sort of spiritual work in order to... well, I mean, as a job or as a career, as a way of making a living. Pentacles, right? Money. Heavy Pisces energy, too. It may have to do with visiting people, something about interactions with those around you. emotional exchanges, and it involves multiple people or multiple areas. It's like something about not tapping the same well multiple times to keep the water fresh and pure and clean. This may have to do with reaching out to different clients, or I don't know, something about like not soiling what, like the cup of water, like the precious cup, again, kind of like these spiritual, almost like biblical type feeling. Not going back to maybe past exes who again have like muddied the water, ruined the emotions, the purity of the love you have to give. Yeah, it's something about protecting it. Protecting the love, protecting the integrity, protecting like the hope and optimism that maybe you have to build with this. Interesting. So I mean, it's a good energy. All right, so let's see what your challenge or focus is going to be for the month of September, Scorpio. Vision. All right. So as we were saying, assessing what's in front of you, not just looking at it, right? The pentacle that's in your hand, in the page mode, it's like you're ready to one up, to level up, to achieve more. Climb the corporate ladder, so to say, whether or not you're at a corporate situation or not. Seven of Pentacles is sometimes the idea of, is it worth it? We look at the seeds we sow and either the crops that have been the result of that effort and that hard work. But more than anything, it's sort of the wondering if they will grow, wondering, uncertainties about the future. Maybe it has to do with getting clear about what you really want to build, about what, I don't know if it's what direction, but it could be like the direction you want to build or maybe grow in. You may be planting multiple seeds, or again, like that visual of like multiple cups and emotional exchanges. You may be part of a big group of people, and you're trying to, I don't know if it's divide your time or energy equally, but it also has to do with your love and maybe either energy or spirituality. It could be some sort of artistic endeavor. Having a clear vision might be your challenge. Or having others see your vision. If you have a very clear idea of what you want, and I do kind of feel like you do, to be honest, it might be getting other people on board, getting people to invest in your vision, seeking financial avenues and like allowing the flow of money, of abundance into you. It's like reciprocity, putting your ideas, your visions, your faith out there, hoping that like throwing something at the wall and hoping it sticks, but hoping for some sort of financial return on this vision. Again, vision has kind of like this spiritual connotation to it. Scorpio, what you up to? Fool energy. Yeah, there's that fool. Innocence, childlike innocence. Again, a purity, untainted, untapped. There's this very powerful, like heavy-hitting emotional well that you contain within you, Scorpio. And I think I said this to Cancer as well. You're being very careful who you extend that to. You don't want to mucky the water. It's very precious. It's almost sacred, if you will. And so I think some of you are still sort of in the dream envisioning state of what you're going to do with this. This represents your gift, right? Your love, your cup, what you want to offer to the world. Some of you are still dreaming and again, not in a bad way, not like foolish dreamer, but manifesting essentially what it is you're going to do with this good skill or talent or gift that you have, what you're going to do with it out in the world. But for those of you who have taken stride and planted the seeds, now it's like you're looking for the return on it, and if it hasn't come in, sorry Scorpio, my camera froze there. So I'm almost getting like a sense of worry that something isn't going to yield the results that you want. It's like you already took a leap of faith. We're coming off of this fool energy, this lighthearted sort of risk taker, no emotional baggage, no physical baggage, going because you feel it is like your life's purpose or your calling. And again, there's excitement, there's innocence, there's a naivete there, but it's very joyful and hopeful. You're going with the flow, but also going along with the music. Something about, maybe some of you are musicians or artists of some kind. It's like you feel that creative calling and your body just naturally goes that way. It's like a dance of sorts. But now, yeah, maybe because you've gotten yourself into a position where the seeds have been planted and now you're waiting for them to grow, you're hoping that your vision comes to fruition, that maybe all this time and effort that you've invested will yield the results you're hoping. But because it's coming up as your challenge, and I mean, ultimately it is a card of mystery. We don't know the crops that are going to grow yet. Your challenge is, I think, dealing with the unknown, coping with the uncertainty. I'm almost getting investing your time in other things so that you're not just sitting there waiting. If there's a reason, if money isn't coming into you, if there isn't that energy flow, be it with money or love, relationships, whatever, it's about being content as you are, maintaining that full energy, that just lighthearted, something about what makes you sing and dance, right? And with the Hierophant, it's staying committed to whatever seeds you have planted. If you're not seeing the results, this isn't necessarily saying to me, it's time to go to other lands and plant new crops. This is saying, like, all in good timing. Earth energy is very slow moving. It can't be rushed. You can't rush the process. You can't rush Mother Nature. You know, you can't look at a seed and will it to be a flower, right? It will bloom and develop when it is naturally supposed to. What I'm getting from this is just keep showing up, Scorpio. Keep doing the work. Keep bringing your joy and optimism to the project or to the relationship. And again, if you're looking to level up or expand, if you're waiting for someone to commit to you, all in good time. It will happen if it is meant to, if it is destined. You know, if that is your path, if you were meant to go down with this Earth sign or this Pisces or with this work endeavor, keep showing up, keep dancing the dance of life. That sounds kind of cheesy, but it's really like, it's vibing. It makes me smile just being in that energy. Keep doing what you're doing. You're on the right path. That's what I'm getting. But because it's your challenge or focus, keep telling yourself that. This is not a fly-by-night operation. It's not just quick one and done. This takes some investing. You may have already invested some money in this. So yeah, let it do its thing. Let Mother Nature take control and grow the plants she wants to grow, if that makes sense. So what is the help available to my Scorpios? I love that. The Ace of Swords, and it's called victory, clarity, truth, justice. For a lot of you, it's results. And for some of you, it may be getting results, but the help available to you is maybe not having those results too. I could see this going different ways. It's a victory in and of itself that you even got to this part, that you had enough confidence and faith in your abilities and your capabilities, take a leap of faith into the unknown and plant some new seeds. Try something, experiment with some task or some job, or I don't know, do some sort of labor or endeavor that you've always wanted to do, and it clearly brings you joy. Even if you don't see the immediate return on it, that in itself, the idea that you put yourself out there, you showed up and you did it, or you're doing it, there's victory there. That's huge. This is like acknowledging how far you've come. I'm almost getting the visual of when someone is like knighted and they bow down before the queen, and I want to say, like, is it like their scepter or something, like they place before them and they like knight I'm making this up. I apologize. I don't know all the technical terminology. But what I'm saying is there's something very like noble about what you're doing. Others around you may recognize, like, wow, Scorpio is like showing up, like doing the work, and like there's some sort of truth of character, and I'm even getting inspiration to others. You're vibing high. You're sort of truth. It's like you're not only like conquering this task or this feat like a warrior, coming in with, you know, the sword, the weapon, right? Like, I got this. I'm going to defend this project and fight for my truth and what I believe in. It's also like communicating messages with source, with higher spirit, with all this spirituality going on. A lot of you are stepping into like your guided path, your destined fate. And the thing is, you're on board. It's not like you're being pulled in one direction to go and do this. Yeah, for some of you, it's just clarity of your truth, of what it is that you want to build. Even though you may not know all the details of how to do it. This is about asking yourself the why are you doing it. That's way more important than the details of the why. Just keep showing up and doing the work. If you don't know exactly how, you're going to figure it out by trial and error. If only some of the seeds bloom to flowers, okay, well, let's reassess. How can we get, the biggest bang for our buck? How do we get the flowers to grow next time? I always use this metaphor. Change the soil, change the nutrients, the water, the sun, or all the factors there. It's about the why. It's not about the how. That's what's going to be helpful to you. And if for some of my Scorpios who still feel like they're a little bit in the dark, the sword of truth is, understanding with truth and clarity what is in your heart. With this Knight of Pentacles, what is it that you are being called to do spiritually, but also emotionally? That's really important here for you, Scorpio. You're sitting on some sort of idea right now as a page, but there's huge potential for growth here. This might be a relationship with an earth sign, particularly Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, but this may also be a career or business endeavor. Or a family, for those looking to grow a family, right? Legacy. Clarify the Ace of Swords, victory, the Nine of Wands. Yeah, letting your guard down, being vulnerable, acknowledging that you've been through the ringer, you've had to fight many a war, many a battle, stand up for yourself. There have been experiences in your past that may have bruised your ego or wounded you emotionally. Somebody who may have taken your zest and your fire away, somebody who snuffed out your fire. This is saying, Nine of Wands, you've been through it, but look at you. Strong, courageous, pride. You've been through a tremendous amount, and now you're seeing that victory, the accomplishment. You had to go through these trials and tribulations to make you strong. I just heard. I had to make you strong, Scorpio. That's like what spirit or whatever this potentially is. It is spirit or God or universe. They were making you a warrior. They were preparing you to either deal with the future success to come or to avoid conflict and even arguments or even toxic people. Now that you've sort of sorted or waded through the water, the people who muddied the water, as I was saying, you've been through those experiences, and now you've been illuminated on what to look for, how to be comfortable with being vulnerable, with standing in your truth, even if nobody sees your vision, right? That's what this could be. Even if nobody's on the same page, nobody sees your vision, as long as you're coming at it with a clear conscience, a clear heart, with love in your heart, then it's your truth, and there's no reason not to fight for it. This can also be sometimes being overly guarded, and as I said, this is like a double entendre, or not a double entendre, but there's two ways of looking at this. Yes, it is about being vulnerable and not constantly thinking that there's something out to get you, and I think rightfully so, you may have been in that energy recently because of people who've burned you in the past. But this is also learning valuable lessons of when to put your guard up, of when to protect your energy, of when not to overextend and not to overgive your love. Yeah, and I mean, with swords, it's ideas, it's thoughts, it's knowledge. It's learning when to put your guard up and when to let it down. That's what's helpful to you is relying on the lessons, and because it's an ace, the new truths surrounding this lesson of ultimately who you want to let in, right? I almost see these wands as like a gate, right? You're the gatekeeper to your heart, to your energy, to your soul, to your emotions, to your life path. Who do you want joining you on this life path? It's something about opening the doors, opening up the gates. It's almost like you've been guarding or protecting something. And maybe it's this skill or this talent, because it brought you so much joy and energy to participate in it. It was very valuable to you, even emotionally. But there also was some sort of risk in being public with announcing this skill or talent, because it forced you to maybe be in the spotlight or be vulnerable or be the subject or on the receiving end of conflict or tempers or even competition. Interesting. But I'm just getting you've conquered that. It's been a victory. It's looking back on your past and realizing the battles you've won, the wars that you've had to go through, the things that you've won, and ultimately you're the victor. You've conquered them. You have your sword of truth. You have integrity. You have clarity. Because again, you're coming at it with love in your heart. This was your energy coming into the month. It's beautiful. It's the dreamer. It's the hopeless romantic. It's the creative. But it's not to say that you're naive about it. You've been through quite a bit. It's more the hopeless romantic dreamer. It's almost getting in touch with, like, again, something about the purity before it's tainted or touched by evil or toxic people or toxic energy. It's protecting the little child inside your heart who just wants to dance. It's putting work and effort and energy into striving towards making this dream a reality. And again, the struggle of getting other people to see your visions, that might be some sort of truth that is difficult to swallow. People not being in alignment with what you want to do, what you want to grow, build, how you see your future, that ultimately may also mean that you may have to cut your losses. You may have to sever ties with people if they're not supporting you. It doesn't mean they have to, follow the same religion or faith or whatever. But for people who are, trying to talk you out of going down this path that, again, your heart is calling you to do, this may also symbolize coming out of the war, coming out of the battle, the victor, having to cut out what isn't serving you. That might be helpful to you as well, to assess not only what you want to grow, but the people in your life. Who's in your tribe? Who's vibing high? Who's on your level? Who's supporting you? Who's your cheerleader? And who isn't? Who are you constantly at warring with? Who do you constantly feel like you have to have your guard up with? Because God forbid you speak your truth or say the wrong thing, they may come at you with fire, right? Some of you may have a very toxic fire sign in your life. And that's not for everyone, but all right. So what is your advice or guidance, Scorpio? The Chariot. So forward movement. Keep going. The angel of guidance. So the Chariot is all about balancing our inner energy, our dark and our light, which everybody has. These horses representing our dark and light energies need to work in unison together to get that chariot to pull forward. It's another card of victory, forward movement, right? Achieving our goals. Yes, there's going to be bumps along the road. There's going to be roadblocks. There's going to be obstacles. There's going to be people that maybe try and talk you out of it, or again, come at you with a lower vibrational, jealousy, tempers, competition, whatever it is. This is about keep going. You are the master of your own destiny. So it's like, you are the driver of your chariot. You can go wherever you want to, whether that's physical movement, moving across the city, moving across the country, moving to a different country, traveling for a living. For some of you, it's like spreading the word of God or spreading whatever it is you believe, spreading some sort of like artistic project or, something artistic, writing, public speaking. It could even be like stand-up comedy, spreading some sort of, it could be words, communication, near and far, all over the lands, right? Keep moving forward, keep pushing forward, despite the obstacles. Because this is a card of Cancer too, some of you may be involved in a Cancer, and if that's the case, there's very good energy coming off of this. Something about Cancer is having a hard outer shell, much like you, Scorpio, right? The Scorpion, a hard, tough exterior. It's like, don't be jaded by the difficult experiences you've been through, because I am sensing you definitely have your battle armor on. You are preparing for people to come at you with opposition. This is about, like, don't carry the burdens of their negative energy. Just, like, let it go, because under this battle armor is, like, the soft underbelly of the crab, right? Like, this ocean or water creature, right? And same as you, Scorpio. You're the water elemental, too. Come at it with love. That's what both of these are saying. As long as there's love in your heart, your mission is clear. Your heart doesn't have to align with somebody else's reality, somebody else's truth. You have to be true to who you are. What a beautiful message. I was about to grab this deck, and I'm going to keep going with it because I feel like we're supposed to. What is the underlying energy of the Chariot? Clarify the Chariot for Scorpio. You have all the water signs represented here, so you may have some significant water signs in your life. Yeah, there's that conflict. Battling through the conflict or the competition, the jealousy, the arguments. Yeah, it's just conflict, competition. You're like, you don't have time for that anymore, Scorpio. Like, this is not your tribe anymore. These are not your people. It's like you're leaving them in the dust. You've defeated your enemies, and it's like you see them in your rearview mirror. There's a song that I'm thinking of. May I always see the road rising up to meet me and my enemies defeated in the mirror behind. I think it's Get Better by Frank Turner. I quote lots of Frank Turner. He's my hero. He has great songs. Check that song out. There might be something in that for you. It's called Get Better. And it's about moving forward, right? Not like our path in life isn't always going to be easy, but it's about continuing to show up, to get better, to make yourself better, to do better, again, for yourself, because it's your truth, because you're honoring your truth and your love and your emotions. Yeah, bottom of your deck is the Hierophant. Angel of Blessings. So good things coming your way. This may be about attracting a new tribe, bringing in new people to your group, even if it's just like a friendship group, expanding your networks, expanding your family, and maybe it's your work fam, maybe it's friendship groups, maybe it is some sort of spiritual community that you're joining. It could even be like joining a gym, right? It's people who have values that are in alignment with your own, right? Interesting. All right, let's throw one of these fortune cards on the Chariot, and we will wrap it up for Scorpio. Anything else we need to know about this Chariot card? You've already fought the battles. You've fought the competition, the enemies who were challenging you. You're over it. Don't linger in that energy. You've already conquered it. You may not see it that way, but you have. It's like those are going to be a distant memory. Get in your damn Chariot and keep moving forward, Scorpio. Don't be distracted by the past. A lot of this has to do with, again, the Fool. No emotional or mental baggage from the past. Releasing the past and moving forward. Looking optimistically to the future. House and Soldier. Yeah, well, there you are. Soldier, warrior, you know. However you want to phrase it. Yeah, you've been on the battlefront. You've been on the front lines having to protect and defend yourself. This is like a break from that. You're leaving this like war mentality behind. This fighting fire with fire, I just heard. Yeah, people who have not been supportive of your dream, or just in the thick of some kind of uncomfortable energy where it feels like you can't breathe. You're being suffocated with like fire and smoke. It's like rising above and like getting the hell out of there. That's not your story anymore. You're a soldier, you're a warrior, so soldier on, keep going. And some of you, because the Chariot I sometimes see is, it takes us home. It takes us to the people or the place that makes us feel loved, that makes us feel content, right? Some person or place that matches our love, matches our heart. Some of you are going home. Some of you, whatever that means to you. It doesn't have to be a physical location. It doesn't have to be the roof you grew up under. It doesn't have to be with mom and dad. For some of you, it does. Going back home to your roots. Possibly near water. That might be important here. But yeah, visiting a friend from your childhood. Going to visit your parents. I don't know, maybe you're moving back to your hometown to take care of your parents. Going home. Going to a place that is safety. That is your refuge. But I want to be clear on this. It's not a place to hide. It's not your crab shell. It's like you've outgrown your crab shell, like the hermit crab. I know this is Scorpio's reading, but you have such heavy Cancerian energy here. Some of you may have very strong Cancer in your chart. It's not a crab shell that you're going to hide in. I think that was the old version of you. The one who wasn't letting their light burn brightly, who wasn't dancing their dance and singing their song. You are now. You've already done some work in that direction, made strides towards achieving your goal and listening to your inner truth and your heart's calling. Something about this page, maybe the conception of the idea started at home, and you're going back to revisit it to grow the seed more. To capitalize on the love and the good, cleansing, pure energy that home offers, that might be a good environment for this, I do want to say maybe this business to take off. It could be a relationship. You could be introducing your partner to your family for the first time. It's very great energy though. You're leaving this behind, and whatever this means, you're headed towards home. Home, it might just be what you were always destined to go to or go back to, Scorpio. Interesting reading. All right, that's what I got for you, Scorpio. Let me know in the comments below what resonated. Please do like, share, subscribe, and I will see you beautiful Scorpios next time. Bye, guys.